The Detroit Tigers have been the biggest story in all of baseball, and it's because the resurgence of the former #1 overall picks in this organization. The Tigers come off to a hot start because of two guys in particular, and it starts with Spencer Torkelson, the #1 overall pick in 2020, who a lot of fans of the Tigers gave up on. And you're not crazy to. The organization gave up on him a little bit as well. He needed to prove it in spring training to even make this roster, which he did. Had a great spring training. And Spencer Torkelson proved himself enough to make this team. And we are all so happy that he did, because he is absolutely raking Major League pitching right now more than he ever has in his entire career. Spencer Torkelson, the former #1 overall pick in 12 games, is hitting .311. He has 14 hits, 7 RBIs, 7 walks, 16 strikeouts. I'm not worried about those strikeouts at all because he is doing damage to the baseball in its all fields. He had a crazy home run to left center that got the Tigers ignited. He had a big two-baser, a double to go to right center, got the Tigers going. In all of the American League, Spencer Torkelson ranks 10th in WAR, 10th in on-base percentage, 10th in slugging percentage, 10th in OPS, and he is tied second in doubles. This is the right-handed bat that this team was missing. When we wanted, all of the fans out there, everybody wanted to go get a righty power hitting bat for this lineup. It was because nobody was expecting this out of Spencer Torkelson, and you are getting it right now. The reason the Detroit Tigers today are the #1 team in the AL Central is because of Spencer Torkelson. So much fun to watch Spencer Torkelson right now. He is tearing the cover off of the baseball. 3 things that have been looked different to me. A, it's the stance. The stance looks way more athletic. It looks back to the Arizona State days where he broke Barry Bonds' home run record as a freshman. Number 2, he looks confident. So confident out there. You want to beat me with a fastball? Good luck. The torque of last year was getting right by him. High heat, not a chance he was catching up to it. This year, driving that ball to right, driving that ball to the line in left field. Speaking of the line in left field, where he got a walk-off win. A magical, gritty Tigers type of win for this organization. So much fun to see Spencer Torkelson hitting the ball. And he doesn't look confident, just confident. He looks comfortable. He looks like he's out there actually enjoying himself, having a good time. I've been down on the field, smile on his face. He's putting the work in. He's with a lot of the guys he came up in this organization with. When they were on the start of that run last season, Torkelson was in AAA. He needed to work his way back to contribute to this team, and that propelled a great offseason where he got right. Went into spring training, continued to rake, and then he does it in the major leagues where it matters the most, where all of his doubters said he couldn't do it. He has so far in his 12 games this season. So great to see out of Spencer Torkelson. The sky is the limit for Spencer. It truly is. He can be a 3-hitter, 4-hitter of this team for the next 10 years if he continues this. The swing and miss is there a little bit on strikeouts. He's chasing again, just a little bit. But everything in the zone where he wasn't able to catch up to it last season, he is right now. And that's why he has been one of the biggest reasons this Tiger team is successful and the first player of the resurgence of the #1 overall picks. And I got to go to the other side of the baseball. It's the pitcher who went 1-1 in 2018, starting pitcher out of Auburn, Casey Mize. Everybody left this guy out for dead. Nobody thought Casey Mize was going to come back like this. People didn't know if he was going to make the rotation either. Well, I'm here to tell you, he's not just made this rotation. He is sticking to this rotation and going to ultimately being a top 3 pitcher within this rotation. Casey Mize has been so locked in to start this year where he looks like a top 10 pitcher in the American League. He looks like the guy you drafted out of Auburn when all of these scouts were they were going insane about his splitter. For good reason. It is one of the best pitches in baseball when it is on. And I'm here to tell you, it's on. The splitter looks incredible right now. It was the reason he went 1-1. But to make that splitter work, his fastball velocity is back up. And he is getting strikes at the top of the zone. He is missing some pitches just a little bit. He'll work on that. He's just getting back into the groove as well. But his fastball velocity is one of the biggest reasons why it sets up the splitter down. He's being able to control it. And the slider. It's keeping the hitters off balance because they know in the back of their mind, this guy has the nastiest splitter, one of them in the major leagues. And that they cannot be comfortable in the box, that fastball up. They're going to have to react to it, be a little late on it. Then you get the slider coming at you. Nope, drops right in for a strike. If it's on a righty, swing and miss, outside slider. But if there's a lefty and Casey Mize is ever in a position where he's like, oh, I got him guessing now. The splitter, his best pitch. It is going down and away to lefties in big situations. He's been able to get out of very big trouble spots where usually he would give up 1 run, 2 runs, 3 runs in the past. He goes to this splitter against the lefties after they're used to the fastball, used to the slider, and he is hitting them with the splitter. It's starting in the middle, and it is going down and away and falling right out of the lefty swing, and he has gone to that in many times this season where he has gotten out of serious trouble, and that is why his ERA currently is sitting sub 1. It's at a .77. Casey Mize, 5 hits on the year in 11.2 innings, 12 strikeouts. That's the big one. The strikeout numbers are there finally. He was never able to get the swing and miss. Even when he was pretty good early in his career, he was still struggling to strike out hitters. He currently has the highest strikeout per 9 ratio of his entire career, highest since his rookie season. So that's why I believe Casey Mize and Spencer Torkelson, the resurgence of the 1-1 in this organization, has propelled them not to just leading the AL Central right now, which I ultimately believe they will win, but to be a real threat in the American League to get to the World Series. Can't wait to keep up with Casey Mize and Spencer Torkelson all year long, which you guys will be getting the biggest updates. Hopefully, when I am down on the field, you guys will be able to hear some of what they have to say if they're down to give a quick little interview to the Detroit Tigers beat reporter for Woodward Sports. So shout out everybody that was involved in that. Chad, Stick, Maz, everybody else that had something to do with it. Thank you very much. And thank you to the Tigers organization. Still going to shoot you guys straight. Be honest with everything. So we got 3 Detroit-style Coney Dogs of the Week. And I'm going to start this one off with another pitcher. I'm starting it with Jack Flaherty, who is a legitimate AL Cy Young contender. You heard that right. He is a legitimate AL Cy Young contender this season. Last year, he had a sub-3 ERA with the Detroit Tigers, and he had the second most strikeouts per 9 innings when he was on the Detroit Tigers. That's Jack Flaherty. And if anybody thinks I'm overreacting, please let me know why in the comments. Because hop on board or you're going to look dumb. Jack Flaherty so far this year, 11 innings pitched, 1 earned run, in his last 2 starts. Jack Flaherty this week, why he is my one of 3 dogs of the week. Jack Flaherty, 11 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 16 strikeouts on his road to 1-0. This guy's slider, wipeout. Jack Flaherty has looked so good once again in a Detroit Tigers uniform, paired with Chris Fetter, where other teams are just going to be kicking themselves that they allowed him to get back to the Detroit Tigers. Because you pair him with Tarek Skubal up top, good luck beating that. You needed Max Fried to throw an absolute gem as a lefty, while we didn't have Torres and Vierling to be able to beat the Tigers. That's what it took. One of the best lefties to go up against Jack Fried. Also went to high school together. That was insane to hear. First time they've matched up in the big leagues. Jack Flaherty, sky is the limit. He gets my first Detroit-style Coney Dog of the Week. And the second Detroit-style Coney Dog of the Week, can I get a fire-up chips? How about Zach McKinstry? What can this guy not do right now? During the homestand, he had 8 hits. He hit .371, 5 RBIs, 3 walks, 1 home run for the fellow Chippewa fire-up chips. Zach McKinstry looking great to start the season. And his position versatility is really big in this one because AJ Hinch can put him at so many spots and it allows him to do whatever he wants with the pinch hitters because McKinstry can play right, he can play left, play third, play short, play second base. Wherever you need Zach McKinstry, he'll come in. I thought his glove has been pretty good, but his bat has been so unexpected and so great for this Detroit Tigers team and why they have had such a hot start following that LA Dodgers series. Third, and certainly not least, Mr. Opening Day at Comerica himself, 2 home runs during opening day for Kerry Carpenter. He ended the homestand with 4 home runs, 5 RBIs. Everybody knows that Carp hits against righties. He's one of the best righty hitters in Major League Baseball. But do you know that Kerry Carpenter now has 2 home runs against lefties this season? Do you know that that is 1 more home run than he had against the lefty all of last year? He only hit 1 home run against the lefty last season, and he already has 2. It is April 10th. Kerry Bonds is back, and he's ready to do it against lefties as well. Love what I'm seeing out of Carp. So much fun to watch. He elevates this lineup. And if Zach McKinstry's hitting, and you got a guy like Dylan Dingler hitting from the catching spot, this team is a serious threat. They're so much fun to watch. I love checking them out every single night, as you guys should. And make sure you guys subscribe to this channel because I'm bringing you on the field access that nobody else has access to, that puts it out on video for all of the Detroit Tigers fans out there. We talked about a lot of the good. Casey Mize, Spencer Torkelson, Jack Flaherty, Zach McKinstry, Kerry Carpenter. Got to talk a little bit about the bad and who I believe their stock is down right now, but I believe ultimately it will rise. So if you are buying stock right now, I'm buying it in Colt Keith. Straight up. He's at an all-time low right now, and I think Colt Keith is going to be able to come back. He just got mixed up in the head. Hey, Colt, you're moving to first this year. Oh, wait, Tork's hitting again. Glaber got hurt. You're going back to second. He looks uncomfortable out there. But the comments from AJ Hinch make me believe he has the utmost confidence in Colt Keith to get his swagger back. I believe so. Colt Keith, he's just a ball player. I think he'll figure it out. Colt Keith, he's drawing walks at an unbelievable rate this year at the plate. The hits aren't coming just yet, but I think they will. The Tigers organization invested in Colt Keith. They gave him the long-term deal before anybody else. Scott Harris did. I think they do 100% believe in Colt Keith. I just think he's in his own head a little bit of the case of the yips. That's what Colt Keith is dealing with right now. But I do believe ultimately he will be just fine. So look for a bounce back road trip for Colt Keith after having a tough homestand in the field. Couple big errors. I mean, there's no other way around it. I think he is partially the reason they have now lost 2 games, 1 to the Dodgers and then 1 to the Yankees at the end there. And another guy I want to see step up is Riley Green. He had 1 hit against the Yankees, and he's just a superstar. He's allowed to slump, but I expect the world out of Riley Green. I think he's going to be an all-star for the 2nd year in a row. And in 12 at-bats, only 1 hit for the Riley. He's better than that. He had a lot of tough matchups against lefty pitching in this one, going up against Max Fried and Carlos Rodon, excuse me. So look for him to hopefully get some righties on this stretch and look for him to bounce back again on the road trip. So Colt Keith, Riley Green need to step up. My dogs of the week, Kerry Carpenter, Jack Flaherty, Zach McKinstry, all looking great. And the resurgence of the 1-1. They are contenders to ultimately win the ALCS. That is what the resurgence of the number 1 overall picks, Casey Mize and Spencer Torkelson, mean to the Detroit Tigers. Looking ahead, we got the Minnesota Twins, division rival. They're spiraling a little bit. You got to take care of business against the Twins. I ultimately believe they will, because the Tigers are the class of this division. It's lined up to have Reese Olson on the mound. He's scheduled as your 3rd best pitcher. I would put Mize in that spot right now if I'm just power ranking them. But Reese Olson has the potential to also be one of the top 15, top 20 pitchers in the American League. And when you start stacking that onto each other, you ultimately have the best staff in Major League Baseball. We'll get to that in another time. I know it's choppy. I know it's all over the place, but this is the first ever Woodward Baseball podcast. I'm your host, Nicholas Kohloff. This is a Detroit Tigers podcast. I am the Detroit Tigers beat reporter for Woodward Sports. Make sure you guys subscribe. What do you agree with? What do you not agree with? Send it to your baseball buddies. Say, this guy is just a blabbering boon. Or, I really like this guy. He's got some character. I can see myself listening to him a little bit more. Nicholas Kohloff, Woodward Sports beat reporter. Go Tigers. Let's get back on track against Minnesota.